Hey guys, I'm back with the next concept, which is square and square root. This you study in grade 8 and we are going to do it in two parts. So this is part 1. Part 2 will be coming soon. The first concept in this chapter is square numbers. If a natural number m can be expressed as n square, where n is also a natural number, then m is a square number. For example, 5 square is equal to 25. So here 25 is a square number because it can be presented as a square of 5. Now we have to think that whether 32 is a square number or not. So 32 is not a square number as it cannot be represented as square of any other natural number. Now we are doing one more example. Find whether the given numbers are perfect square numbers or not. So we are taking one example of 50. So 50 if you see, and then you see 7 square is 49 and 8 square is 64. Hence, there is no natural number whose square is 50. Now, you can check yourself for the following numbers: 225, 324, 146 and 123. This one is triangular numbers. Numbers whose dot pattern can be arranged in a triangle are called triangular numbers. So, here you can see if you have a 1 dot like number 1, it can be represented like this. Then the next number which we are taking is 3. Now 3 dots you can present like this, which looks like a triangle. The next one is 6. If you take 6, you can see the arrangement of dots, 6 dots like this in a form of triangle. Then 10, if you see 10 dots can be represented as this way in a form of a triangle. Next is the square numbers. If we combine two consecutive triangular numbers, we get a square number. So see here, there is one triangular number 1, another triangular number 3, and if you add them together, this is 4, which is a shape of a square. Similarly, 3 plus 6. 3 is one triangular number, 6 is another triangular number. So number 9. Number 9 can be represented as a perfect square. Then we are taking 16. 6 is a triangular number, 10 is also a triangular number. You can see in the figure also. And 16, which can be represented as a perfect square. Perfect square number. Now, what are perfect square numbers? So, the square numbers are also called perfect square numbers, as they can be represented by arranging objects in a square shape. So, you can see few more figures here. Like if you take number 4, number 4 can be represented like this, which is the shape of a perfect square. Similarly, 9, right? Then 16, 25 and 36. You are already familiar with the shape of a square. So, you understand that what does it mean. Then, how do we find the square of any number? It means we multiply the number by itself. Means 1 square means 1 into 1 is equal to 1. 2 square means 2 into 2 equal to 4. 3 square means 3 into 3, 9. 4 square is 4 into 4, 16. So, you can find out the square of numbers up to 20 yourself and make a chart for you. Now, this is a chart to help you out the square numbers up to 30. So here all these numbers are written. You can use this for your calculation purpose also. Then we are discussing some properties of square numbers. Numbers ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8 are never square numbers. So when you look in the chart which was there in the previous slide, you understand yourself that all the numbers are, there is no number which is ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8. Then all the square numbers end with either of the digits. When you see the square numbers, they are ending with either of these digits, either 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. But it does not mean that all the numbers which ends with these digits, they are square numbers. Like if you take 34, 34 is ending with 4, but it is not a square number, right? 45 ending with 5, but not a square number, okay? So here is one activity for you. You have to write 5 numbers which you can decide by looking that they are not square numbers. And one more question, write 5 numbers which you cannot decide by looking that they are square numbers or not. Now some properties of square numbers. If a number has 1 or 9 in the units place, then its squares ends with 1. For example, if you take 11, which is ending with 1, when you find out the square of it, you get 121. Another number 9, when you find out the square of 9, it is also ending with 81. So any number whose units digit is 1 or 9, the square will always have 1 at units place. Next is when a square number ends in 6. Now here we are talking about a number who has already been done as a square. So the number whose square you found out will either have 4 or 6. Like C, for example, 6 square is equal to 36. Then 4 square is 16. So in both of the numbers, the square number has 6 at unit place. These properties will help you in solving the questions. Square numbers can have only even numbers of zeros at the end. Like C over here, 20 square is 400 and 100 square is 10,000. So if you see a number which has even number of zeros at the end, it might be a square number, right? But a number which is having odd number of zeros at the end is surely not a square number. Square of even numbers is even and odd is odd. Like if you find square of 5, it is 25. Square of an odd number, if you find square of 8, which is 64, which is square of an even number, right? Then few more properties. There are 2 n non-perfect square numbers between the squares of the number n and n plus 1. Okay, so this property will help you find out that how many numbers are there in between the square of two numbers. Like if we take, for example, how many natural numbers are there in between 9 square and 10 square. So here the value of n for this is 9. So you see in between 9 square, it means which is 81, and 10 square, which is 100, how many numbers are there? So you can simply find out using this formula, which is 2n, means there are 18 numbers in between 81 and 100. Then we are coming to a very important concept, which is Pythagorean triplet. So for any natural number m greater than 1, we have 2m whole square plus m square minus 1 whole square equal to m square plus 1 whole square. This is related to your Pythagorean theorem, right? So if this is the condition, then 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1, they forms a Pythagorean triplet. So we do a question here which says find a Pythagorean triplet whose one number is 6. So we use this technique, which is 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. So they forms a Pythagorean triplet. So we can find out using any one of them. So we just assume that if 2m is equal to 6, one of them, so the value of m is 3, then you can put it over here, the value of m as 3, and find out the other two numbers, which are m square minus 1. So when you solve it, you get 8, and m square plus 1 for 3, it is 10. So 6, 8, 10 is a Pythagorean triplet. Now one activity for you, find a Pythagorean triplet whose smallest number is 8. So here you have to find out using the same thing, which is 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. But you have to remember that whatever Pythagorean triplet you get, it should have 8 as the smallest number, right? Thanks for watching. Now don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos, my channel as well. I hope this is helping you out in solving the questions and understanding the concepts. Thank you.